Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 211. I had to check my cheat sheet. Anyway, welcome to episode number 211 of the Karen Knits podcast. It is turned into a cloudy, overcast day. It's late, it's almost 4 o'clock. I'm not sure how long, this might be a shorter episode. I've said that a few times before and lied. But I have a bit of a cold. I'm not sure if my voice sounds a little bit off or not, but it feels like there's a tickle there and it feels like I'm ready to start coughing at any moment. So this might be a little bit snappier episode than usual, but we shall see. It's, I don't know if I even told you this yet. I'm a little discombobulated also. It is Saturday, May the 11th, 2024. It's cloudy and overcast. It was nicer earlier today. I was out most of the morning. We had lunch with a group of ladies from church. It's our mother and daughter get together just before Mother's Day here in the US. So we had a really nice time out with a group of us ladies. It didn't matter if you had kids, didn't have kids, whatever. All the women of the church that wanted to come out, we came out for lunch and had a wonderful time. So, my progress this week, I have spent most of the week working on one whip. And I have managed to finish it. These are the Bibliophiles Mark socks. These are the round 5 socks for Sock Madness 18. There's a right and a left sock. I'll show you a little bit more detail in just a drop. This is a pattern by Cynthia Huetner. And again, these are the round 5 socks for Sock Madness. These are really cool. I did find them very fiddly, especially this bookmark portion and this little tab section. But these were a fun. I don't have the ends. The ends are not woven in yet. I'll do that later. There are a lot of really neat details in these socks. You started at the top with doing a folded down cuff. Then you started knitting back and forth. It wasn't done in the round. This portion where the bookmark is, that was left open. So all of the sock until you got down to here was knit flat. These little bumps and ridges on here, we needed to incorporate some kind of text, whether it was actual words from a book or a poem or a song or numbers of some sequence that made sense to you, whether it was just gibberish. Didn't matter. We needed to have text. So each of you counted out the letters. Oh my gosh. You counted out the letters in each of the words. So each letter was a purl stitch. Punctuation and spaces were knit stitches. So you just went around you did one round that was text, then there were 3 rounds or something like that were not, and you just kept going back and forth on the sock and with mine I used the same, I went through mine almost twice. And for mine I decided to use the 23rd Psalm, and I translated that into using a little program that someone had created into how many purl and knit stitches the entire psalm was. And I like it. I think it turned out really neat. The toe is also done in the same contrasting color as the top. Then once you got to about this point, you went back to the top and then you knit this pink stretch or the bookmark. So you went down, you knit all that. The first one I did, I I saved them so that I had this one ready to go, and then I went back and I did the same thing on the other one pretty much immediately afterwards. The first one, for the first while, I found so fiddly until I got into a rhythm. Then I got into a rhythm for how it was done, and then I was okay. The tips of the bookmark were, again, they were fiddly for me, but I got through it. Then once you get this part done, then you join it back in the round. You do a little bit in plain stockinette, and then you go into the toe. Then you came back and you picked up stitches up here and knit the little ribbon tab, and then have this little bit with the a couple little beads on it. Mine are not symmetrical. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And what else did I want to say about these? I think that was about it. It was a bit of a slog to get them done and submitted. I finished knitting them on, what day is it today? Saturday. I finished knitting them Thursday evening. And I sent in my, and then this part on here is you're just doing, you take your tapestry needle and some of the main color yarn, and you do a chain stitch down here. So, and that's just so that it matches with the way the stitches are picked up along here. So I submitted my finished socks at, I think it was about 11:15 Thursday evening. And I waited for a bit, and then I got an email back about a half hour later, which is pretty quick for a response, saying that I had a mistake. And at this point, there's one spot left on my team. One spot. So I had a mistake. The number of chain stitches was not enough. I needed 13 and I only had 12. And she was also wasn't sure if the tab looked quite right. So I redid it. I pulled out the chain stitch and I redid it so there were 13. Redid the little twisty thing, put the beads back on, and resubmitted it at 12:30 in the morning. So by this time, I normally go to bed between closer to 10, sometimes 11 if I'm staying up late. So by 12:30, it's way past my bedtime. So I submitted them the second time at 12:30 in the morning, and I sat and waited till almost 1, and then I thought, no, if it's good, I'll find out when I get up in the morning. If it's not good, I don't have at that point I thought I'll never be able to fix it after 1 o'clock in the morning anyway. Eyeballs were crossing. I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. So I shut everything down and I went to bed. Got up about 7:30, something like that. That's probably about 7 or so in the morning when I got up. Checked my email and there was still a mistake. So I found out that when I had redone this, I found out that what had actually happened, the first picture I submitted wasn't quite clear enough and they couldn't tell, but the tab, when I added it on, the right and wrong side were reversed. So I took a pair of scissors, I snipped off the original tabs, pulled out the rest of the stitches, picked up the stitches again, and I re-knit both of the little tabby-doos. I made sure I had 13 chain stitches on the way down, put the beads back on again, and I resubmitted it at 9 or 9:30 in the morning on Friday. Thankfully there was still a spot open on my team. I wasn't sure if that would still be the case when I got up in the morning, and I thought if there wasn't a space left, so be it. I will live to tell the tale. So I resubmitted it again for the third time on Friday morning. And about half an hour later, I got a confirmation that it was okay, and I got through. And I made it into round 6 for Sock Madness 18. Oy, oy, oy. So that was, I did not have much sleep the night before. And I think part of that is why I ended up starting to feel like I'm coming down with a cold. I don't think it's allergies. I think it actually is growing into a cold. So on Friday afternoon, I had 2 naps, which is an indication I was not feeling 100% because I'm not much of a napper. So I curled up on the recliner in the living room. Hubby had gone out to the pool. He had some errands to run, so I thought I'd have a good solid hour and a half. I snuggled under a blankie, under an Afghan on the recliner, and zonked out and slept. Got up, had a bit of lunch with him when he got home, and went back and laid down on the recliner again. So I had 2 naps yesterday. Took a bunch of cold medicine before I went to bed. I'm still not feeling 100% today. My voice feels a bit funny. I'm still tired. It's too late now for a nap, but I'll plan on hitting the hay early tonight. And I probably will have a nap tomorrow afternoon, unless the next round of Sock Madness is out already. So, 2 more rounds left of Sock Madness. The next round is round 6, which round 5 will finish sometime tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon on Sunday. I forget exactly what time. There are only 3 people left in total, 3 spots across all of the teams. There's only 3 spots left to be filled. If those all fill up soon, then the round 5 is over. If those spots don't fill up, then the round will end sometime tomorrow. Then we're ready for round 6. And in round 6, only the fastest one person on each team advances into the final. I don't really think I have any expectation that I will be the fastest on my team. Most of these rounds I've come in anywhere between last round I came in 7th spot. I think this is my fastest round. And so I usually come in about 7th to 15th fastest on my team. So there's basically at least 6 people on my team that typically knit faster than I do. So it all depends on the pattern. That does make a difference. It all depends on what everyone else's schedules look like, all that stuff. I don't have any huge expectations that I will be the fastest on my team and that I will make it into the final round. If I do, I'll probably faint. But I don't quite expect that I will. I don't think I'll be the fastest on my team. Who knows? You never know. But we shall find out soon enough. I double-checked my records. This is the 2nd time I have made it into round 6. And the first time I did Sock Madness was in 2013. So I've been doing this for a long time. I think I started with, I think this is my 13th year doing it. I think it was 2013. So 13, 14 years. I've been doing it for a long time. And I love it, as you guys have probably figured out. So, getting into round 6 is big, I think. For me, it is big. But I'm also getting to the point where I'm ready to just start working on things that are mindless and don't require a whole pile of concentration and thought. So, that brings me to the only other whip that I've worked on this week, and I only worked on this yesterday. Or yesterday and a little bit this morning. The rest of my week I only worked on my Bibliophiles Mark socks. That's in this little project bag I got from somewhere on Etsy. And this houses my Musselburgh hat. I'm making some progress on it. When I saw you last time, I was at this marker down here. So I've added a few inches, I added almost 2 inches to it. And it's hard to see because it's a crumply bunch of stitches on the needles. But I'm liking the color. I really am liking the color. I'll be really curious to see how it continues to grow and how the yarn continues to fade into this gradient that I did up a while back. So that's my Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague, and that's when I have a little knit along going over in my Ravelry group for this. And I've seen a few of you have been posting some pictures on there, and it's fantastic. I love it. I need to take a couple pictures of my own and get that posted on there. And I need to get back in there and comment. When I'm in the middle of Sock Madness rounds, I tend to neglect everything else but my sock knitting. So once round 6 is done, I'm eager to get going on working on some plain vanilla socks and my Musselburgh hat and my 2 cardigan sweaters. And I did see a friend of mine, I don't get to see her very often, but we got together when we went with this group of us for lunch today. She was there also, and we were chit-chatting, and I had made, I don't remember if you remember, a while back I made with one of my skeins of my hand-dyed sport weight yarn. I made a flax sweater for her daughter, who at the time was, I think, less than a year old. And she loved it. She was so pleased with it. And since then, she has had a second daughter, and she was commenting somewhere along the line to me, it's like, I wouldn't object if you were wanting to do more knitting, and she basically hinting it's like she would love another sweater or more sweaters or more stuff for her girls. So when I saw her this morning, she said, oh, I have to show you a picture. And she pulls out her phone. There's a picture of her younger girl wearing the older girl. The sweater is a hand-me-down already. So clearly she likes the sweater. Clearly it's survived the washing machine and whatever she's done to take care of it. And it's used. Both of her girls have worn it. The older girl is just turned 2, is a little bit over 2, and the younger one is 7 months. So once Sock Madness is wound up, I plan on finding a few patterns for a few more things to make for both of her girls. I'll have to double check with her for sure and find out what size the older girl is. I think she's 2, but I want to think that she was born in the fall, so I think she's might be even 2.5 by now. So I do want to check with her on proper sizing for the older one. I do know that the younger one is 7 months, so I might use these and make a green flax for the younger girl. And maybe look at those. Oops. Maybe do 2 colors and do a stripy sweater for the older girl. I don't know. But I do know I want to make her more things because clearly she likes it if the younger girl is wearing, if she still has the sweater and she's using it as a hand-me-down for the second daughter, which really, I thought that was so sweet. So she is absolutely knit-worthy. Absolutely knit-worthy. Maybe I'll make them a couple little hats for the winter hat and mitten set. That's an idea. That's an idea. Anyway, I'm rambling. And my voice is starting to give out, and I feel like I'm going to be breaking into a coughing fit at any time now. So I think I'll cut this one a little bit shorter. I've enjoyed this week off school, and I'm looking forward to more time this summer off. And I think that's about it. I shall let you go. Cold medicine is kind of working on the noggin a little bit. So I shall let you go, and I will see you guys again next week. Alrighty, take care, everyone. Bye.